a certain time in life, incident with my dad, may his soul rest in peace. He was a true father, a mentor, a man with impeccable character, a man of wisdom. I remember my first car, he knew I have worked practically for 3 years. He knew how prudent I used to be. So when I bought my first car, you know, I brought a drink to my dad. I said, Daddy, this is a new car I got. And I came home seeking his blessing as a sign of tradition and respect. So instead of immediately celebrating, he paused, looked at me, and he asked a serious question. Who owns this car? He called me by my native name. Who owns this car? And how did you get it? I said that this is my car. He knew I had worked for 3 years and was aware of how prudent and disciplined I do or always been. Still, he wanted clarity, wanted to be sure. He said, as a chief, he need to be sure of, not that he didn't trust me, but he want to hold his chest and say, this is my son car, and this is how he got it. So, not out of distrust or disrespect to me, but to be sure of the process and the choices. My mom was a point watching our conversation from the sitting room. She came out there, and I thought my mom will side me and say, my dad, my mom said, yeah, he asks you, of course, explain to him in details. He's your father. He demands to know, even though she may not pay attention. He asked about the price. I told him how I managed to afford it. I told him, and eventually requested to see my account statement. I said, this man, to bless my car. I wasn't angry, but I was like, why those? Because, of course, he knows right from time, and this is a replica of him. He made it clear that it wasn't out of disrespect, but a matter of principle. To confirm that my explanations align with reality. He believed that trust should be backed with transparency. Well, I told him I didn't have my account details handy. Doesn't mean he's going to suspend blessing the car because I drove it all the way from Port Harcourt, about 100 and something kilometer. You know, so what I did was I told him I didn't have my account statement, but as an accountant, it's handy to provide the proof. I had a monthly statement which I do have as an alert in my phone. So what I did was he insisted he's going to see a proof to align with what the statement I have made. So what I did was I pull off my account statement. You know, it was like I showed him my account history. Again, how I had diligently saved over time my salary. He saw him, my salary comes is how I withdraw, and exactly when the funds were withdrawn. After reviewing everything, he smiled, satisfied. Then he said something I will never forget. You know, you are a true son of your father, reliable and impeccable. That is integrity. It wasn't just about the car, it was about the character, the responsibility, and proving that I had earned what I achieved that day. I get more than his blessing. I earn his deeper trust and admiration. He said to me, if anything should happen, and if somebody walk to him and say, your son stole a car, that he can swear and beat his chest that he saw for over 6 months how my salary was coming, how much I was earning, how I was withdrawing from my. I pull up one particular month, about 2 or 3 months statement. He saw the movement of the money when I pay my rent, when I do other things. But he didn't see when I pay for my. I gave my girlfriend money. He asked question near to that place, but I dodged him. Those time we play with cash. So at the end of the day, he said, if somebody walk to him and they say I stole his car, he don't need to start asking me question or come to the police station or come any place to ask the question. He will say my son owned that car. He will even go to take an oath that my son bought that car. I saw the history and he saw how I pay for that. That is a mark of integrity. That is why he said you are reliable and impeccable. You're a man of integrity. That I should keep it up. Now, come to think about this current day where parents celebrate their kids that are in 100 years in the university, that make wealth without uh, trade, without business. So if, assuming I was doing Yahoo, then I couldn't prove how money was coming into my account. He knows the company I was working. He knows the name of the company. He knows how the money was coming in. And he, of course, we used to be open to our parents. He was confident. He said, you are my son. And this is the thing I am standing on today to tell you, you must be a person of character and integrity. We, as mentoring young people, telling them how life should be, there's dignity in level. Imagine when the money wasn't from my account, I came with that. I didn't show my dad a history. He wouldn't have blessed that car for me. And he is a man of principle. He will never. Those that know my dad will know my dad will never bless that car. He is a lot of lesson learned. Please, I want to, after hearing this, my story, this is a live situation. This happened in 2008, December. Go and verify. From the comment, tell us what you learned from this as a young man, as a young woman, as a young adult. Tell me what you learned from this test of character, test of integrity, and the test of trust, again, from my own father and the blessing he bestowed upon me.